Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Injury Time in the Dynamo Football Book Club. My name's Al Bond and I'm with a beautiful beanpole, 6'3" of John Coughlin. Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, Al. And just full disclosure, I'm a shade under 6'3". It would be false for me to claim that I was 6'3".
If you were to witness him in person, though, his stature gives him extra height, like genuinely a magnificent specimen. Yeah, and for this draft, Johnny, I think that possibly your beanpole status gives you an advantage because we are doing a 6'5" and above draft, and I presume you know how these people think, Johnny.
Yeah, I guess I've got better perspective or something, yeah.
I mean, I'm just here looking up, going, "What's going on with you people's brains?" I can't get inside their minds. I can't understand.
Begovic can't hold it. Jerome back across goal. Surely in. It is. Nikola Zigic. And Birmingham City have won this match with less than 30 seconds of stoppage time remaining.
Okay, Al, I'm going to ask you an obvious question. And there are two answers. Tell me the tallest goalkeeper and the tallest outfield player ever to play in the Premier League.
All right, well, I'm going to have a guess here. The goalkeeper, is it Forest? Is it Carlos Miguel, 6'8"?
Unfortunately, this is a disappointing enough answer. No, it's not. But I would accept one of two, but it's neither of them. Do you want to give me another? I'll give you a clue. He's Romanian and he played for Manchester City.
It's Pantilimon then.
Yeah, well, the answer is actually Shell Sharpen, who played one game for Brighton, but that kind of sucks. Costal Pantomilum. Yeah, he's the tallest at 6'8". That guy Sharpen is 6'9". And who's the tallest outfield player?
I don't want to give away some of my answers here, Johnny. You tell me.
Lassina Traore.
And how tall was he?
6'8", and he's a forward who briefly played for Everton. Do you remember him?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, and then while I've got you, one more question. Who's the shortest ever to play in the Premier League?
Got to be Alan Wright. So Alan Wright was tiny. There was a famous story about Alan Wright bought a Ferrari and he had to take it back when he was at Villa because his feet didn't touch the pedals. I think he was 5'3", but then I guess Sean Wright Phillips has got to be up there. And who's that Lamptey at Brighton? He is also teeny tiny.
Well, we should be doing a small person draft for you because, yeah, Lamptey is the smallest, 5'4", 163 centimetres, and Alan Wright is similar, but it seems he might be a shade taller.
Oh, mate, I've got my short people footballers down, Johnny.
And who do you think was the tallest player ever to play for England? I'll give you a clue, Al. We have passed him out. We passed him out for at least one day in the England football podcast charts.
It is Crouchie.
It is Crouchie. I just wanted to shoehorn that little nugget in there.
Well, this was fun to research, Johnny, and I have learned some fascinating things. It's very hard just to look up tall footballers because you just get the same old names. This fucking useless prick, 6'11". But I don't care. Is he good? No. Like, oh, mate, I've read so much about some Scottish lad called Miller. I don't know why I said it like that. I guess it's presumed Miller, but it's spelt with an A. But yeah, who's like 6'10". He played like 3 games. Oh, mate, he's all over the internet, though. So, yeah, that was hard. But I also learned some absolutely fascinating statistics about tall people. First of all, I'd like to apologise to every tall person who I've ever said you should play basketball. I really am sorry. I have said that to tall people, and they must hear that all the time, and I apologise. I know I've said it, and I'm an idiot.
Why have you had this Damascene conversion on tall people in basketball?
I remember, I'm going back to Cambodia, Johnny, we met a really tall guy, and he was like pushing 7 foot. And I must have had a few drinks, and I was just kept going on at him. Poor lad. He didn't look athletic at all. Not at all, but there was me going on. But here we are, Johnny. So here's an interesting stat. It's not related to football. And I heard some pretty wild statistics about this. Between 3 and 10% of people who are over 7 foot tall in America have played in the NBA. Some figures say 3, some say 10. Some people even go as high as 17%. but it's a safe between 3 and 10% of people who are over 7 foot tall in the USA have played NBA. And here's another.
Seems like you should stick with your thing about tall people in basketball then. But go on.
But they don't want to hear it, do they? All right. So if you're 6'3.5" above, you are in the 99th percentile. In the United States, there are 5,300 people over 6'10". There are 26 people in China over 6'10", and there are only 3 people in India over 6'10". But the Netherlands, population of 20 million, has over 1,000. Ooh, baby.
Tallest country in the world, yeah.
There you go.
On the topic of America, I studied in America for a year, and I remember you would see the basketball team coming through campus. It was wild, man. They just... you would see them from fucking miles away, and everybody would just look. They were just so huge. And they weren't just like beanpole guys, you know. They were tall and big, thick guys and like skinny guys and everything. It was like Space Jam.
When I lived in Brighton had a basketball team, and they were called the Brighton Towers. That doesn't sound right now, does it? What fucking tower? Anyway, but they had a sponsorship deal with a car manufacturer. Do you know what the car manufacturer was, Johnny? It was the fucking smart car. They had all these basketball players getting little smart cars. It was like that Simpsons episode. Yeah, exactly that. Does my car look amusing to you?
This is the largest vehicle I can afford.
Yeah. Anyway, so for this draft, Johnny, I fear there is a killer, right? It's all going to be in the coin toss. There is one player who is very much, who is going to absolutely ruin this draft, but we're going to... Well, let's see if you've identified him. I suspect you have.
I'm not sure I have.
Oh, well, there you go. Lovely. Well, I don't want to give too many clues away. Yeah, Maradona. You can't pick your fucking famous Maradona this time, can you, Johnny? No, there's no Maradona in this team.
I'm frantically typing here into the internet, asking if...
Well, no time. Let's get started. Have you got a coin? Don't worry, Johnny. I have. Okie doke. All right, I'm going to toss the coin, Johnny. Who's going to pick first on the draft? So just to relay the rules to anyone who doesn't know, myself and Johnny will both pick 5 players who are over 6'5" in height, and AI will decide the winner.
Gladiators, ready!
All right, Johnny. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
call
toss
it in the air.
Heads or tails? Call.
Heads.
It's tails, Johnny. It's tails.
God damn it. I really need to change to tails.
Never fails. All right, so I'm going to win this draft with my first pick for 6'5" players and above. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I'll have Zlatan. Thank you, Johnny. He's 6'5". 6'5". Try and find another player for 6'5" who's anywhere near as good as him. You won't, mate. Oh, Socrates. No, 6'4". Stick it up your arse. Can't have him. Yep. What do I need to say about Zlatan? Not a lot. If you want to hear more about Zlatan, there is a Zlatan Ibrahimovic episode you can listen to. But my number one pick is Zlatan. I'm going to Zlatan you.
Very nice. Okay, well, this is definitely... This guy's definitely not as good. But he is literally the only midfielder who seems to have played... And it was over 6'5".
Who?
Do you want to guess?
Well, I don't want to guess because it's my name. No, I'm not giving you any clues. No, I'm not. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do there. Trying to lure me into it. Do you want to guess? And then you're going to say, yes, it's him. Go on, Johnny. Who is your midfielder?
Sander Berg.
Ah, it is Sander fucking Berg, yeah. That's who
The
I've got.
defensive
Literally the only midfielder, right? It is
Yeah,
the only fucking one. There's none others. You can basically play striker or goalkeeper. You're over 6'5". In a very rare example, you could be a defender. But yeah, that's
Well, I was shocked to see that Shane Duffy wasn't 6'5". He always seemed like such a giant when he played. Anyway, yes. Do you remember what they call a defensive midfielder in Finland?
He is a fecal matter. What is he? He's a
Fecal plug.
A fecal plug. Yeah.
A Pickatappy. So the famous Pickatappy of Fulham, current player, 25 million pound player, 6'5". Known for his aerial dominance, believe it or not.
Nah, but he's good on the floor as well. He's a decent player, old Burr. He's a decent player. Yeah, because I did my research on him, because you're stolen, you bastard. His mum, his dad, and his brother all played international basketball. Who'd have thunk?
Wow. Go on.
But his brother also played football in Sweden for the Centrum Tigers, and here's a good name for you, the Aska Aliens.
Oh.
Aliens, eh?
Aska. How is Aska spelled?
You'll have to ask her. Asker.
Because the team I played for when I was a kid in both Gaelic football and soccer was called Aska. There you go.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a good one, Johnny, because there's going to be a gaping hole in the middle of my pitch. Like, no question at all about that. Okay, well, here you go. My heart pick of all picks. One of my all-time favourite players. I'm going for another striker up front. I'm having Jan Koller. I absolutely love this lad. Back from my Pro Evo days, he was an absolute favourite. Played for Borussia Dortmund. He's the all-time leading Czech scorer. 55 goals in 91 games for the Czech Republic, Czechia as it's now called. 199 goals in 483 games. The man looks like a fucking slab of granite. Like, his face is so big. It's so massive. I think I've compared people to Easter Island before, but he's one of those Easter Island things. An absolute monster.
I didn't realize his scoring record was so amazing. But go on, sorry.
No, I didn't realise it was that good either, because he does look like just a bit of a lump. But here's a funny thing. As I say, he was a favourite of mine for many years on Pro Evo, and I would always do that. And I was researching him. He was going to be my number one pick until I saw Zlatan. But I have called him for 25 years Jurgen Koller. I'd make that collar sound, Jurgen Koller, when he scored a goal in Pro Evo to annoy my mates. And he wasn't called Jurgen, he was called Jan. And when he played for Borussia Dortmund, there was another lad called Koller who was called Jurgen Koller. And I've had his name wrong for 25 years. I would have bet my life his name was Jurgen Koller, but it's not. It's Jan. Anyway,
okay, well,
up front, Ibrahimovic and Koller. Deal with that, Johnny. Deal with it. You can't. Oh, it's sexy. All right, your next pick, old son.
Okay, I'm going to go for a Crouch.
He's all fucking yours. I didn't want him anyway.
Yeah, I don't think I want him either, but another player that we have done an episode about. And what's there to say about
what is there to say about Crouch? No. Well, we can say that sometimes his podcast is less successful than ours. Just to talk about Peter Crouch's podcast, right? I did used to listen to that, but it is pretty hard work. But there was one episode, and it was the most self-flagellating thing I've ever seen in my life. So for some reason on Intellectual Radio 4, they reviewed the Peter Crouch podcast and got some well-to-do people to listen to it. And then they basically just slagged it off. And the fucking Peter Crouch podcast ran with it. And they were like, listen to these criticisms of our podcast. There's people reasonably big. I just can't really bear this laddish banter again and again. And they're guffawing like absolute howling hyenas. It's dreadful. And then they're like, listen to them slagging us off, saying we sound like fucking idiots. It's like, what are you doing, man? And that was like basically the last time I ever listened to it because it made me feel stupid. Anyway,
yeah,
good.
I remember, kind of liking Crouch when he was a player, but he really did lean in. He did really lean into the whole kind of laddish thing, didn't he? And he's not
Banner boy, Banner, yeah, Banner. He's all right. It's one of his co-hosts is just an absolute nightmare. He's an old Radio 1 DJ. Pretty bad.
How many goals do you think Peter Crouch scored in 42 England caps? How many goals do you think he scored?
19.
Yeah, 22, more than 1 and 2. That's not a bad return.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
His Premier League stats are less impressive. He scored 108 in 468 Premier League appearances. And I'm going to ask you, Al, how many of his 108 goals were scored with his head?
Now, he has scored more headers than any other player. I know that's a fact. 65? No, I'm going to take that back. 42.
Oh, so close, 40.
Oh.
And can you imagine in China, at one point, that would have meant 80 goals?
Yeah, that's it. Like, much more valuable. He should have got on a time machine and got to play in China.
Okay, on you go. Let's hear your third player.
All right, well, I'm going to tie this down, like, because I'm only picking elite players until I don't. That'll be my next pick. Yeah, I'm going to go for, in goal, Thibaut Courtois. 6'7". I didn't know he was so big. 6'7". He's still only 33. I'm pretty sure Courtois was playing in the 90s. Man, he's been around forever. Like, forever.
He is the spitting image of my younger brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. So you get to be played by George Best, and your brother gets to be played by Thibaut Courtois. Unfortunate.
Yep.
There's not much to say about it. He's quite a salty fella, old Courtois. I remember him calling out Jordan. What's the England goalkeeper called? Jordan.
Joe Hart, Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, Pickford. I can remember him calling out Jordan Pickford's small little arms, which that's not really part of a goalkeepers union, is it? His problem is his arms are too short. It's like, fucking hell, burn on a goalkeeper. That's horrible. And also, he's really into motor racing. Ugh. And he's got his own Formula 4 team. Oh, what a way to spend your money. Ugh, a Formula 4.
And they're really tiny, all those drivers.
Yeah, he did compete in some sort of F1 but it had to be virtual. He had to do it on a computer because he's just too tall.
Maybe he could create like a giant F1 league so he could compete in it.
Yeah, don't get interested in it. It's like the number one sport in the Philippines. It's basketball. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Pick another sport.
I think his mother maybe represented the Netherlands in volleyball. I have that in my head.
Well, he's from Belgium.
Well, maybe
they are close. They are close enough.
Sorry, Belgium. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, yeah. I think he was the best choice of goalkeeper, but I've got bigger problems. So my defender is going to be Joel Matip.
Oh, Matip. He's 6'5", eh?
Yeah, I'll tell you all about him.
Now, Matip was an undercover cool guy, right? I believe. Everybody loved Joel Matip. I believe everywhere he goes, people love him. I just think everyone loves him.
Yeah, okay. On what basis? Like, he's just a nice fella.
Yeah, I don't know what I base that on now. Like, but I'm sure I heard rumours like when he left Liverpool, there was a big hole in the dressing room after that. Do you remember when he scored that own goal against Spurs? Do you remember? I think they'd been down to 9 men and he scored an own goal and his face was a picture, like absolute devastation, as much as I've ever seen in a footballer. Anyway, tell me more about Joel Matip.
So he has played 27 times for Cameroon, but he was born in Germany. There you go. And he played for Liverpool for 8 years, 150 appearances, 9 goals. And it does say here that he was praised by Jurgen Klopp for his professionalism and loved by Klopp, often described as humble, professional, and underrated. But he was known for his physical presence, but also his ball playing ability. Did you know that, Al?
No, he was good, and he was a free transfer. I think when they go over like some of the best free transfers ever, he was up there. Like 8 years, not really a name that sticks in the mind, and I was overshadowed by Van Dijk a bit, but yeah, solid player.
Well, I think he might be the one that really binds our team because that's the thing about these draft teams. It's more about the team than the individuals that make up the team. Yeah.
Well then, Johnny, let's talk about my 4th pick then, shall we? In defence. Oh, this is a heart and head pick. I'm going for Nikola Milenkovic, the Serbinator and current Nottingham Forest centre-back. This man is a fucking beast. He just took, like, the shittest defence ever and turned it into a magical defence. He's like one of the best signings ever made by Forest. He's the highest paid player in Forest's history. 175 grand a week, apparently, but worth every penny. Absolutely a beast. And he says in Serbia, people do not play for enjoyment. They play to win. He fucking plays to win. Absolute monster.
So he gets paid more than poor old Jesse Lingard got paid. Poor old Jesse.
Way more.
Poor old Jesse, didn't work out for him, did it?
It's a funny one, that, Johnny, because I think we worked it out, but he got paid like 4 million in wages, and he was like there, he was buzzing around the team, even when he was injured, he was there like celebrating. I think he played a part in Forest staying up that first season. Not an integral part, but a little bit. I wish him well, Johnny, I really do. He just seems like a nice kid to me. And apparently he's doing all right in Korea, but so he fucking should, right? I mean, it's quite a drop down in standard, isn't it? Like,
yeah, he does seem like a nice enough fella, to be fair, but there is something a little bit comical about him.
Yeah, a little bit Casanato.
Yeah, he's a bit Casanato. Okay, so, you gave me those stats earlier for different countries. Did you get stats for Serbians? Because Serbians?
I imagine. Yeah, there's probably 1,000. So, yeah, I did not get stats for Serbia.
Well, I'm going for, I like to keep my tall players very tall. 6'7.5" Nikola Zigic. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I do. I like him.
He played for Valencia for like 3 years, but then he played for Birmingham for like 5. But yeah, I need a few goals in this team. He's not quite Zlatan, but you never know.
Yeah, you might get a few goals with Zigic, but not a lot.
No. Okay, and that only leaves a goalkeeper for me. Go on, tell me what. Finish it up there, Noel.
Well, deliciously, and you've managed to segue in. I'm also going to pick a Birmingham City player. He isn't a defender, he's not a midfielder, but he is big Kevin Francis. Do you remember Kevin Francis, Johnny?
I think I do. Was he that tall?
He certainly was, Johnny. 6'7". He was bought by Barry Fry, and I just want to get Barry Fry into anything I talk about with football. And Barry Fry described him, as quoted by Steve Claridge, as, "You're the worst fucking signing I ever made." So, Kevin Francis. But he was all right. 21 goals and 80 appearances for Birmingham City in the, I think it was the late 90s, early 2000s. And here's the thing, Johnny. I was looking him up. His daughter plays netball for England. Like, every fucking footballer's daughter plays netball for their country, right? I think I always look it up. Like, there's always basketball, netball, and volleyball. Always, like, their kids are involved in.
Mark Kinsella, who played for Ireland in the World Cup in 2002, his daughter, she represents England in gymnastics, which I find very impressive for some reason.
How do you say it? Kinsella?
Yeah, Kinsella is what you'd say, yeah.
Yeah, it's always Kinsella, that's what I always thought.
I have a feeling it's what Mark Kinsella calls himself as well.
Kinsella or Kinsella?
Have you ever heard him speak? He definitely calls himself Mark Kinsella.
Oh, he does? I don't know much about Mark Kinsella, I've got to tell you.
Well, like
his daughter is a gymnast in England, yeah, I know that much.
Yeah. Okay, well, the goalkeeper area obviously is one that's got it's a bit easier to pick goalkeepers this height, but yeah, I think you got the best one. And then there were two other ones that I thought were really excellent, and that was Peter Cech, but I'm not going for Cech. I'm going to go, because it's more of a hard pick, I guess, is all Edwin van der Sar. Good old keeper.
Oh, he was a big lad.
A big lad with big old flappy ears on him and a terrible haircut.
Yeah, no kidding. Did he look less like a professional footballer than almost any professional footballer ever?
Yeah, he's a funny looking dude.
I mean, I guess Crouchie would be there too as well, just not looking like professional footballers. And I guess the height plays a part. But at least Crouchie tried to pretend to be a bit slick. Whereas, Van der Sar was like a 60-year-old man when he was 25, wasn't he?
Yeah. Isn't he? Is he the chairman of Ajax? At least he was, or football director or something.
Yeah, they love a bit of that. That popped up into my head or something. Yeah, he's like head of director of football.
Yeah. Okay, well.
What should we call our teams? Bondi's Behemoths we're going to have up front. No, we'll go from the back. In goal, Thibaut Courtois. In defence, Nikola Milenkovic. In midfield, let's say Zlatan's in midfield, and we've got Jan Koller and Kevin Francis up front. For the Coquelin,
The John's ginormous giants. In goal, freakish looking Edwin van der Sar. In defence, Joel Matip, ball playing Joel Matip. In centre midfield, where he will be by himself in the entire pitch, because no one else will be in that entire part of the field, is Sanderberg, and up front, Peter Crouch and Nikola Zigic, the bigic Zigic.
oh yeah, maybe your midfield's going to do you wonders here. Well, what does AI make of this? I know this is exciting, folks. Here we go. Johnny's tapping away intently. Hopefully not cheating. There's no real way of knowing, folks, if he is cheating at this point. We're going to assume he's not.
But by the way, maybe a salient question in five-a-side. Can we score inside the box? It's a big one for the Giants game, you know.
Yeah, is the ball allowed to go above shoulder height as well? It better fucking be allowed to go above shoulder height. But thinking about genetics in football, yeah, there's a lot of footballers who have, volleyball or netball daughters, netball sisters. Are there any women's players who have football playing dads? Not that I know of yet.
There's that girl, Lauren James, right? Is a sister of your man, Reece James.
Clive James.
But yeah, okay, you're saying...
But did her dad play football? I don't think so.
You know, Trinity Rodman, of course, her father didn't play professional football, but he was a professional. He was a professional athlete. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. But again, I don't think there's any footballing females who have been sired. This is dodgy language. Sired by... Oh, good God. Who have famous footballing dads, though? I don't know. Readers, let me know.
Okay, here we go. The Behemoths take a 1-0 lead, but the Giants equalise. Giants is a shit name, actually, now that I see it. Behemoths regain control. Then they go 2-1 up, 3-1 up. All the goals coming through. Okay, your first goal comes from Zlatan. Oh my God. Zigic scores. Can you believe it was a header? Then Koller, then Zlatan, and then Zigic again. But it's not enough. If the teams played 100 times, Bond's Behemoths would win 58%. Johnny's ginormous Giants would win a mere 27%. And there would be 15% of those games would be draws. So there you go. Tactical insights. It was Ibrahimovic, believe it or not. He creating and scoring goals. Peter Crouch was very good with his excellent aerial stats, but it wasn't enough. Bondi's on the march.
I just can't stop winning, Johnny. I just can't stop winning.
You Zlatan did.
Well, I did Zlatan it. I mean, I thought, would he have been your first pick, Johnny? When I was saying there was a crucial pick, was that who you had in mind?
I didn't have that in mind, but then you said it, and it actually came to my mind immediately, and I looked up his height, and there it was. So had you not said it, and I had gotten the first pick, I probably would have been still going with someone like Harry Suter or someone like that.
Oh, Harry Suter, how did he not get in here? All right, well, there you go. Once again, a deeper understanding and insight into football wins the day here at the Dynamo Football Book Club Injury Time. The right man won, and that right man is Alistair Bond. Congratulations to me.
Congratulations, Alistair, and the Bond's Behemoths.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, so this time next week, we're going to be back with The Foot of a Chameleon, a book on African football by Ian Hawkey. And in 2 weeks, we are continuing our injury time drafts, and we're doing African players in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I am excited about that. And if I don't get one particular player, I'm going to have a fucking tantrum.
I really want to know who that is now.
Oh, baby.
That would be like being winter champion. Just if I could just get that one thing, it wouldn't even matter if I won.
If you get him, I'm turning my computer off. one of my all-timers. All right, lovely stuff.
Okay, cheers, Al.
Thank you very much, Johnny, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Beaumont. Francis is inside. He finds him. And he scored! The big man's done it again.